Hello, welcome to the video, blah blah blah, just subscribe! Also, if we reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I'll post a feeding video of every single pet I have. And we can also make it a care guide if you want that too. So again, subscribe. I mean, like, it's as easy as pushing a button because that's what you're actually doing, so just do it. Now let's see the rest of the zoo in my house. We will be starting this video off with updates on the pets that I showed you in my last All My Pets video. Like the ants that I'm showing you right now, the Ruby Royals, ruled by their queen named Gemstone. And she has finally produced her first worker. And by the time I'm editing this video, she actually has her first 3 workers. And even though these ants are known for growing extremely slow, they're actually some of the fastest growing and most entertaining species you can get. The extreme growth happens after you're done with the founding stage. Usually comes in waves of just like a few workers at the start, but then after a few months they could just explode and gain like 20-30 workers at a time. Next up, the other colony. I have decided to name these ants the Ebony Army. I know they only have about 15 to 20 workers, probably less, in this clip right here, but I recently brood boosted them, and now they've gained about 20, possibly 30 more workers, and still have many brood to hatch soon. And I switched up their test tube to this new one because their old one was getting insanely dirty, because, like, for some reason, these are definitely the dirtiest ants I have. And I connected them to this Outworld of a brand that I completely forgot, so, I don't know. Just, it's cool, I guess, but don't know where it came from. But with this recent population explosion, these have definitely become one of my favorite colonies, although I still don't know their exact species. Here's a close-up shot if any of you know what these actually are so you can identify. And Smolder, my crested gecko, wasn't eating in his larger enclosure, so I've moved him into this smaller enclosure and he's been eating way more. I think he'll be fine in here for like a few months because for some reason he's one of my slowest growing crested geckos. My other cresties grow way faster. And yes, I said cresties. More than one. Not just Time for some new pets. These are Pogonomyrmex occidentalis. And this species only eats seeds. I know. Weird for ants. And, well, okay, I guess I sort of didn't get the best footage of these. Could have gotten it way better, but, well, we'll just have to deal with this until I make another video on them. And this is their seed storage chamber. Yes, unlike most ants, they just bring the seeds inside and throw them in the seed storage for some reason. Actually, like, what? Why did I say for some reason? I know that reason. They live in deserts, and of course they have to store their food to last longer. How often are they gonna find seeds in a desert? And this colony has around, I don't know, 25, 30 workers. So they are my second largest colony after the Ebony Army. And this is the only ant species that is actually legal to keep in like 48, 49 states, not including Florida for some reason. Although it doesn't really matter that you can't get these in Florida, because in Florida you can get some even better species of seed harvesting ants. But if you want to keep the species, here's a tip. Never, ever feed them live food. They will literally kill each other because they think that they are the live food for some reason. These are the dumbest ants that you can possibly get, so only feed them seeds or pre-killed insects. But even if they're pre-killed, sometimes they still kill each other because they get the scent of it on them. Why, you ask? I have no idea. They just do, for some reason. And here's an extremely blurry shot of one trying to climb the plastic. These ants cannot climb anything at all, so don't worry about them escaping. Although, keep the lid on because they can sting. Now on to my next colony. Or, well, she's actually just a queen. Okay, we don't need this stupid red lid cover thingy. Get out of here. Again, I got this nest from a brand that I just can't remember for some reason, but this is another Camponotus Chromiodes queen. Yeah, I have two of them, and this one is probably my more beautiful one out of them, but, well, she doesn't have any workers, so less interesting, and that's annoying. And she likes getting in the only spot where I can't actually film her, so it's definitely kind of annoying, but you can see half of her. That's enough. Don't need to see all of her. Doesn't matter. Oh, now you can see all of her. That's good. And as you can see, she is way more red than my other Chromiodes queen. Oh, and have you ever seen what a queen ant looks like extremely up close? Well, now you have. You can still see all of the coloring and detail, even though my camera was extremely mad at me this day for some reason. Just wants to be blurry. I don't know. Oh, finally, a slightly less blurry shot of my Camponotus castaneus queen. Her name is Queen Copper III, because the other Queen Coppers I had died. I even bought the first Queen Copper with some workers, 6 to be exact, although somehow she still died. These queens just quit laying eggs. Here's some footage of the original Queen Copper. Yeah, I do not recommend this species for beginners, even though everyone recommends them for beginners. For some reason, they can just randomly die. So, I don't think a beginner ant keeper would be happy with that. Oh, I just spent $50 on one single ant, and it just died. Great. Like, yeah, does that sound like a beginner species to you? 'Cause if it does, then you're weird. But this is still one of my favorite kinds of ants. Even though they die so much, you just can't replace that amazing color with anything other than another one of these. Yes, she is insanely beautiful, but there's even more of just this species. This is my second Camponotus castaneus queen, and she is a more black gaster than the other one, right there. And no, her name is not Queen Copper the Fourth, although that would be a pretty good name. Actually, I probably should have named her that. But her name is Empress Aurum. Both of these queens are the Florida variant, and that doesn't really do anything to their color, but it makes their hibernation or diapause, whatever you want to call it, shorter and at a lower temperature. But the first Queen Copper didn't think that. She was Florida variant, and she died because of diapause. Well, not having diapause. But now, I think we should go from the extremely interesting ants to the super boring beetles. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the scientific name of this one. And when I said beetles, I meant beetle. There's only one beetle. But I'll call it the common name, superworm beetle. Yes, these are what come from the superworms that you buy to feed to your geckos and ants. And speaking of geckos, let's see the third gecko I mentioned earlier. This is Freddy, my frogbutt crested gecko. They're called frogbutts when they don't have tails. Obviously, like, why else would she be called a frogbutt? You wouldn't call her a frogbutt if she had a tail, right? And this is her favorite place to just be, for some reason. I don't know why. She just likes it. She's a pinstripe Dalmatian morph, and no, I'm not gonna put you down. Anyways, the Dalmatian part of the morph makes her have these spots, and stop licking my fingers. Why are you doing that? Well, okay, back to me talking about the Dalmatian morph, and you just jumped. Why? Why did you just jump? I was talking about you. Okay, need a better angle. Well, okay, yeah, this is better. Yeah, there. You can see some of the spots on her head right there. The Dalmatian morph makes those spots. There. Finally. She actually let me finish a sentence that I started like a minute ago or what. Can't even talk. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna try to take her out again and see how that goes. Okay, finally, got you. You licked my finger again. Why do you keep doing this? And you escaped. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna catch you again. You can't just escape like that. Yeah, again, like, you can't escape. That's just rude. You shouldn't do that. Don't. Oh, stop licking me, and you escaped again. You just will not listen to me at all. Oh my god, will you listen to me once and, like, oh, I'm done. I'm done.